Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are going to be watching me. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you will be watching me. My name remains Rotimi Daniels. Awíkòkò akíkaka lójú ọlọ́rọ̀ tọ́lọ́rọ̀ bá gbọ́ kí ló fẹ́ fi mí ṣe. You elderly ones went and came back and said that àìsínbẹ̀ ni àìbá wọn dá sí, meaning that the only reason why you cannot contribute to an issue is probably you're absent from there, which makes me to wake up this morning and I feel pressed too concerning the things that are going on back home in Nigeria. And the agitations can only come from the fact that millions of Nigerians understand that Nigeria is just too blessed. I am telling you the truth. When it comes to artificial resources, natural resources, human resources, and I will tell you for a fact that you will never understand the wickedness of our leaders who use tribalism and religion as a divide and rule mechanism to destroy our lives. And very stupidly, we play into their hands. But a nation that is as diverse as Nigeria culturally, I am telling you, for a reasonable government, it's supposed to be a source of a weapon for the growth and development of such a nation. I will tell you, for example, Canada as a nation, as a first world country or nation in North America, their major source of strength is their immigration exercise, which enables multiculturalism, which of course they use in thriving and doing all the things that they are doing, despite the fact that the resources that Canada has is not up to 30% of what Nigeria has to boast of. And so many of you will remember, if you schooled in the late 70s, early 80s, 90s, early 2000, even till as at 2005 thereabout, we had a subject, either history or social studies or civil education, introductory technology. They made mention of each local government, each state, and all the respective resources that each locality will boast of or can always boast of in abundance. And in our heads, then we could make jest amidst one another. Say, you that came from Abeokuta, you people don't have more than coal, you don't have more than this, you don't have more than that. You that you are from Osun State, true, it's true, you people have gold. Oh my God, that's true. You people are, we were always playing while in primary school, and it was a natural thing. But gradually, they removed, in a tabular form, we will write the local government or the state. Beside, in the next column, we will write how many resources, natural resources that could come or that have been found from such state. And this was going on until when they removed this part of our learning from the educational sector. Right? Now somebody is going to be asking, why is it that they removed these things? There is a purpose. And they removed this as part of our history and part of what we are blessed with, so that we will not be thinking outside the box. But they started telling us that our dialect is vernacular. So we were concentrating more on speaking very good English as against the development of our nation. Look at where we are today. Please, if you're just joining this live video, my name is Rotimi Daniels. Help me, please, share this video. It is going to be a short live video. Now, what brought about this live video, impromptu live video that I decided to do today? I will let us know it. There is this guy called Isaac Fayose. He is a family member to former governor of maybe Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose. Yeah, I love what the guy is doing. He's joining the masses despite the fact that he has free money to spend. Thank you so much, Mr. Shola Adewodu, Buki Adeosun, Abiola, mommy, my very wonderful mommy, Abiola Agbebi, Ayobami Adeagbo. Thank you so much. Please let me press the share button and let me invite more people. Now, what am I saying? This guy, Isaac Fayose, has his own page. He speaks up and everything. But there is a video of him that I woke up to see this morning. What was he saying in this video? He was actually trying to analyze that if each adult starting from 18, anyone who is already 18 years in Nigeria, the government should be taxing them 5,000 every month for their health insurance, so that anytime any Nigerian falls sick, they can easily go to the hospital for free medical assessment and then medications. And if we calculate that 5,000 in a year, that is 60,000 per head. When you calculate by the number of adults we have in Nigeria, you spread it across each local government, it's going to that we can use that to help the government instead of government depending only on crude oil. And if you look at that video and you don't think outside the box, you will get carried away and say, this guy is making sense. I am sending message to Isaac Fayose today. I give you kudos, sir, at least for speaking up, but this time around, you goofed. This your submission is a failure on arrival. I will tell you why, sir. You are an adult, and our elderly ones went and came back. What did they say when they got back? They said, tí ebi bá ti kúrò nínú ìṣẹ́, ìṣẹ́ bùṣe. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn deep. I want to flow in English because of those that are on my pages who don't understand Yoruba, because this is for all Nigerians. In listening to this talk by Isaac Fayose, there is first and foremost thing I want Nigerians to know, that the government of the day and from yesteryears, first and foremost, when it comes to the medical sector that is bringing us into this live video, I will tell you, you may not accept it, but wọ́n ní tá bá ń sunkún, a máa ń ríran. And the elderly ones taught us one song, wọ́n ní ṣòtítọ́ a ó ṣòdodo, ṣòtítọ́ o a ó ṣòdodo o, bó tilẹ̀ korò òtítọ́ la ó sọ. Meaning that we have to say the truth, no matter what it will cost us. This is one of the qualities of Nigerians. I won't say the Yorubas. Of Nigerians, yes, but we say the truth no matter what it will cost us. Now, years back, tọmọ ekere ò bá bá tàn, á bá àrọ̀bá, àrọ̀bá ní bàbá àtàn. I remember when I was very young, growing under my granddad as a primary school kid. I don't know how many of you know Sango Cemetery very well in Ibadan. In the 80s, there was this very good hospital just after Elewure there in Ibadan. The attention you will get, I can't even remember whether we were paying. It was like free. It's or malaria or anything. You will be treated. You will be attended to. There was humanity. There was love, even in every sector. And the government of the day knew that it was their responsibility to do what? To make sure that the hospitals were equipped, that we had hospitals all over and they would be equipped. Because as a pregnant woman then, it is a must that you go to hospital for checkup. And this fact was pressed hard on in this movie by Uncle Tunde Kelani titled Oleku. The major role, the major cast being Uncle Yemi Shodimu and this lady that took the role of Asake. How many of you remember Oleku? Because immediately Asake told Ajani, who happened to be Uncle Yemi Shodimu, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. Now, the first thing Uncle Yemi said to Asake was, we have to go to hospital to go and even confirm. It was when they got to the hospital that they found out that, yes, Asake had taken in. How many of our kids will think in that direction today? And when it comes to this medical sector that Isaac Fayose mentioned, the likes of Baba, who are the pioneers of this movement that we're dealing with today, Baba Mosi Orimolade, ìpínlẹ̀ tí Jésù fi lélẹ̀ léyìí, tí bàbá aládùúrà ń tọ́, kẹ̀dà má ṣe rò pé ó yẹ kúrò níbẹ̀, ó dúró lé Kristi àpáta, kérúbù ẹ̀yọ, séráfù ẹ̀yọ, àfipínlẹ̀ lélẹ̀ lórí òtítọ́, àfipínlẹ̀ lélẹ̀ lórí òdodo. Then Baba Oshofa, SBJ Oshofa too. Ìjọ mímọ́ ẹ túra di, ẹ̀mí mímọ́ ẹ̀mí àlàyé, ó wà lọ́dọ̀ bàbá, ẹni tó lẹ́mí rẹ̀ yóò sì rí ògo rẹ̀. And CAC too, Baba Bayo Babalola, oníṣègùn làwa ní, Jésù àbánidáró, ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ mú ni láradá, a gbọ́ ohùn ti Jésù, ìró dídùn lórin Seraph, orúkọ dídùn ní ahọ́n, orin tó dùn jùlọ ní Jésù Jésù Jésù. Idahosa Pentecostalism. These four men pioneered the problems we are having today. It is either you accept the truth or you leave it. And you're going to be asking me, what is this boy saying? What are you saying, Awi Koko? They started their movement and they started changing the narrative from going to hospitals to drinking prayer water. Changing the narrative from the responsibility. From government knew that it was their responsibility to fund or to invest in medical sector. But look at what we are having today. We would rather go to church for prayers, for our healing. So many people have died as a result of it. But because life is the cheapest thing, human life is the cheapest thing in Nigeria now, he doesn't allow us to take account of the lives that are being lost on daily basis as a result of the shambles situation of our medical sector. But we didn't want to go back to the foundation of the problem. Now, at the end of the day, what happened? The government started reducing their responsibilities towards the medical sector. And because if they built hospitals, if the hospitals are equipped, the citizens of Nigeria would rather want to go to Ayo Babalola, Mosi Orimolade, SBG Oshofa for healing. Let's put on candle. Let's put on. Let's use lavender and do prayers, neglecting the basic things. Debbie Nwani, thank you for joining, ma. Now, I hope I am still making sense. At the end of the day, the government started reducing their responsibilities, and that is why we are where we are today. That is by the way. So, Isaac Fayoshe, you should know that at the end of the day, you have a very good point, but you are not ready. You are not touching the foundational problem we are having. Now, going back to what I said earlier, that the government of the day, from time immemorial, they know the right thing to do. Unfortunately, the Yorubas that went and came back said, "Biba ti kúrò nínú ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀bùṣe." Where are they today in government? Nobody is asking the government before even the arrival of Tinubu. Nobody is asking. Nobody asked Jonathan. Nobody asked the previous president, because I don't want to be biased in my submission, so that it won't be as if I naturally hate Tinubu, even though, yes, truly, there is nothing that Tinubu can touch that can, I don't know. No. What I know, I know. So at the end of the day, the government of the day allowed the killing of the farmers. If you say the government should be taxing every adult 5,000 naira, Isaac Fayoshe, you are talking from the perspective of millions that you and your family or your brother allegedly must have embezzled and kept for you people, or the contract that you got and you didn't even execute, or maybe allegedly. Do you know what it means? Do you know what it means, Isaac Fayoshe? Do you know what 5,000 means to an average home in Nigeria today? Before you say government should be taxed, that we should help the government, that the people, the places we are running to, that we are jackpotting, that the people are paying tax, and that is why we are going there. That's why we're enjoying it. Isaac Fayoshe, you have traveled abroad very well. Do you want to tell me that if the people abroad are not getting jobs, where are they going to be paying the taxes from? The money you are asking average Nigerians to pay, after they might have gone to school with their hard-earned money, the government takes the money, school fees and everything, without creating jobs. And now, when it comes to the farming that Nigerians are ready to go back to, Isaac Fayoshe, will it be too much if you lend your voice in the insecurity that we have in Nigeria currently? And this brings me to Samuel Ortom, former governor of Benue State. Wherever you are today, Samuel Ortom, under your watch, there were mass burials for farmers under your watch when you were in office. Gbogbo bíkíbi tó o bá wà lẹ́ni jẹ́ n sọ Yorùbá. Samuel Ortom, former governor of Benue State. Gbogbo bíkíbi tó o bá wà lẹ́ni k'Elédùmarè mọ́ bá wa fi omi ẹran àtẹ̀jẹ́ díẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀. Ìwọ pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ ẹ jọ ṣèjọba ní Benue State. We Nigerians, we love frivolities. Nigerians will not carry that news. Nigeria will not spread that news for millions to carry it and let there be protests against the killings of the farmers. But Nigerians came out for more than a month. Justice for Mohbad. If Mohbad were to be given a chance to come out today and speak for 5 minutes, maybe the only advice Mohbad will be giving to the youth is stay away from drugs peddling, stay away from pushing drugs, stay away from activities that will destroy your life. But the farmers that have been taking care of us, they took them out like flies under the watch of governor of Zamfara State, Plateau State, Benue State, and nobody. We shared those videos, maybe only about 100 or 200 viewers saw the video and they just like want to kú náà nìyẹn. And there is a Yoruba adage wọ́n ní ọmọ tó ní ìyá bàbá òun ò là tó ní ìyá òun ò lówó lọ́wọ́ ẹnu ẹ̀ ló wà yẹn. These farmers have gone to rest. They have left you and I behind. Whose turn will it be tomorrow? Now, since Tinubu has taken over in 1 year, more than a year now, the Yoruba has said that Ojú tó bá máa bá ní kalẹ̀ kò ní tàárọ̀ ṣepin now. When Tinubu came into office, if he meant well for Nigerians, if he was ready to do anything, insecurity would be the first thing that nation will take care of, the government of the day will take care of. But unfortunately, they think all Nigerians are sleeping facing the same direction. If the government of the day decides to take care of insecurity, UK government will never allow them to even become president. Nobody is asking questions. If UK wants to conduct their whatever they want to do, their prime minister election, whatever, do they come to Nigeria? Do they go to the US? Do they go to Australia? Do they go to China for consultation? Why must Nigerian government spend huge money to be going to Chatham House during election campaign? Nobody is asking questions. Why should our lives, our future be decided upon by these bastards who are in Europe? Nobody is asking questions. What agreement do they sign with the UK? Are we truly an independent nation? Nobody is asking questions. And some of us that are speaking up, I still say it today. That some of us are not living for anything. But I want the Europe and the Western world to be looking at my face. We are ready to die for something. Oh yes, the truth must be said. Because when I die tomorrow, what will my children be saying concerning me? That my dad, their dad was in the generation of people that didn't speak up for them. God forbid. When our children grow up tomorrow, what are they going to be seeing us doing on social media? Our mothers, or their mothers, dancing naked on TikTok without any usefulness of their lives. So many of these children will be singing their dad's names under the post of under indecent and immodest posts, when we are supposed to be thinking about the future of the children we have given birth to. When I'm talking, so many people will not understand. They say, what is he saying? Some have even said that, hey, it's because you are abroad. That is why you are talking. Your family members that are abroad, what are they using social media to do? Are they not using it to oppress? Rufus Fumilayo, thank you so much. Alaba Adeshigmi, thank you so much, sir. Kazim Oluwabukola, thank you so much for joining. Please, as you are joining, let me continue to press the share button. What am I saying in this video? The government of the day, if they actually mean well for Nigerians, the first problem is to tackle insecurity. But there's no government that is talking about insecurity. Our soldiers, our brothers and sisters have been killed by Boko Harams, by the terrorists of the day. The same people that are being used by the multinationals that are put in place by Europe and the Western world. Because nobody is asking, how do these men in the bush, how did they get their supplies? I saw another video this morning, how a helicopter went to deliver something. Deliver ammunition, food and everything for them. They even use sophisticated drones. And Nigerian government looks away because they have an association, they have an agreement with Europe and Western world. Do never allow rest in your nation so that we can keep taking away the resources. In the video I made angrily yesterday, so many people didn't share it. They don't bother because they can still feed their families. Because they still have ability to feed twice at least in a day. They are forgotten millions of people. What about our children? How can we be this wicked as parents that videos that should be going viral will never go viral, for there to be sensitization? At the end of the day, insecurity issue is there. Nobody is ready to talk about it, because when we talk about it, they say, what do you know? Another problem, number two problem, is that the government that means well will take care of power supply. Look at in 2024, Nigeria, we call it the giant of Africa. When in 2024, Nigerians cannot boast of having constant supply of electricity. How can we be normal in a nation? I don't understand. How can we be normal in a nation where our politicians are going from point A to point B in convoys of about 10, 15 vehicles, midst of those that are struggling to feed in a day, and we think everything is normal? In a nation where somebody who has given birth to just one child is going to be regretting for the rest of his life for bringing such a child into the world. Ṣé ayé la ṣì wá ni àbí ìlú la ṣì yà? You friends, please answer me. So back to Ayo Fayose. With these two problems on our necks, how can you think that the medical sector will pick up again? I'm asking. In 2020, I made a video in one of the Facebook pages that they blocked. I said, do Nigerians realize that the medical sector will become a death trap? Do they realize the direction in which we're heading? But because of this social media palaver, we get carried away easily. As I'm speaking with us now, if I happen to have, if what I'm doing today is having a lady beside me in bed, and we are doing rubbish up and down in this room, and we put the video somewhere, maybe I'm kissing the girl, or we're doing rubbish as we're in the bathroom, we're recording, we're doing this, you will see that this video will be sitting at 500, 600, 700 views, 1,000. And we are mortgaging the lives of our future because of the short-term enjoyments that we always vote for. What do we do on social media? The only weapon that we have, to sensitize one another is the same weapon that we're using to destroy our own future. Davido and Chioma, they found them so place, it goes viral. Iyabo Ojo and Toto Dike, they don't jam for one man house, it goes viral. Wizkid is now the richest stupid boy in Nigeria, it goes viral. And I've seen so many things on social media, and I begin to wonder, is this actually the generation I belong to? Some of you will say, hey, it's my favorite artist. Is my favorite female artist. The same artists that are your favorites, and your children are emulating to become non-entities like them. If my generation actually belong to the generation that listen to Yami Shonrere, Tiradara o, Omo mi Shonrere, Gbadura, if my generation was that, and what we are having today is and our children are going haywire. Listen to the lyrics of the songs that we vote for in this generation that we are in. Listen to the lyrics. When you listen to the likes of Orlando, or you listen to Fela Anikulapo Kuti, you listen to Dade Ekwa, you listen to Fumi Adams, Nigeria, my beloved country, Working together. You listen to SN Igbekwe. How can we now get to a generation where the only thing that our artists have to talk about or have to show in their videos will be the nakedness of our girls? And we men, we useless men, will be there making comments. Some of you ladies will bear me witness. When you go on your social media page, post a decent picture, hardly will you get 5 reactions. But post something showing your thighs and showing your cleavage, you will see so many men there. They begin to speak. Their comment is always as if they are speaking in tongues. You are fearfully and wonderfully made for seeing the nakedness of the girl that should be your daughter on social media. And yet we're crying against the government of the day. Why don't we first look inwardly and see where things have gone wrong? What are we teaching these children? What hope are we giving them about tomorrow? Because if you're not ready to tell one another the truth, let's shut down social media. Now, I will say this lastly. It is an aberration, it is a slap on our faces when our children, look at this stupidity, our children who are in nursery school, primary school, they can recite some things beautifully well in such a way that our parents them are lanole. But do you know that if a presidential candidate comes out to give speech without looking at any paper, do you know that it amazes us? We clap. Come, my own child can recite something without looking at the book. Then, how much for somebody who is of age is reciting something? I remember it happens during the campaign of Peter Obi. He was just quoting some figures, wrong figures. And people were saying, oh, this guy is brilliant. This guy is this guy is that. That shows a massive failure on Nigeria educational system. Nobody is talking about that again. We're just doing what? We're doing rubbish in, rubbish out. And lastly, because I don't want this video to be too long, so that anybody that will come across it would love to watch it. Less than 40 minutes video, but impactful. Let me say this. Now, when they started 7-point agenda, 9-point agenda, okay, 10-point agenda, I will tell you that it is a slap on our faces. You know why? Kabiyesi. Let me tell the government of the day that we don't want multi-agenda plan again. Each government, that's why when they talk about election, some of you that have been with me since 2019, 18, 19, especially when they started election campaign, I said, don't let there be election. The constitution with which they are ruling us is wrong. And so many people called me bastard. They said, it's time for Yoruba man to reign, to become president. I am now saying this. And so many of them, more than 90% of them have come back now. Say, Rotimi, we are sorry. What you saw, we didn't see it. And I so much appreciated them so much that it takes having a conscience to come back and say sorry. Okay? Now, you say multi-agenda. Any government of the day will first go back to that constitution. Only one agenda. If this government, if Obasanjo government took care of insecurity, maybe today we won't be where we are. So many family members will still be around us. They won't die. They wouldn't have been killed. Then the next government comes and say, you know what? It is power supply. I want my all governors, make sure that in your state, the allocation given to you, we want power supply to be constant. Unfortunately, no. Now, another government comes and say, you know what? All the agricultural equipment, for mechanized farming that they have abroad. We want to import in each state. Nigeria has money to do that, but in 2024, our farmers are still using cutlasses and hoes. Worse still, they are being killed so that Bill Gates can introduce GMO food. We talk about GMO food. Nigerians are busy on social media posting rubbish. Posting, I don't know. How did we get so cold? How did we parents get so wicked? And I remember in one of the videos I made, I said, during this election campaign, you have a wife, you have a fiancé, you have a fiancé, and you stylishly ask that person, come, what do you think about Tinubu? And the person is saying, our local, let's do it. Just share. You don't need a prophet. You wouldn't need a prophet that day to tell you that Olori Buruku èèyàn ló fẹ́ fẹ́. And I am so happy. I thank Eledumare that within how many months now, people that abused me that time, they are coming out. What did you see that time? One of them even promised to open website for me. He said it on the live video how many months ago. Because he campaigned for Tinubu, not knowing that it will lead us, and he has relatives in Nigeria too. Now look at where we are today. It has now become the worst government ever. And I know that if he survives this term of 4 years, do you know that the same Tinubu will still want to come and wá sọ wípé no, ó ti fi 4 years alákọ̀ọ́kọ́, ó ti fi pilẹ̀ wèrè, ó ṣe fẹ́ jájà ní next 4 years yìí, because that is what they've been doing. And of course, for what it's worth, if Tinubu came out and told us that he went to Buhari and said that, come and be the president, but this is the plan, I will be the next after you, does it not seem to you that we are like items to them? And lastly, Bill Gates will come to Nigeria with Dangote. Mr. Dangote, oh, ní ṣe oríire. I don't know how many of you saw it, where the video I posted, I said, in a lawful country where laws are abiding, Dangote will never smell the richest person in his community, not to talk of Nigeria or Africa. And so many people do understand, because of course the number of Nigerians that Dangote trailers have killed, Dangote will have paid so much that he wouldn't even remember there is what they call refinery. Now the same Dangote is running up and down, and because they have touched him too, now he's worried. What about the lives that Dangote's investment have destroyed in Nigeria? But because it is the people that are affected, they are not affected. How many of you saw the interview of Wazobia this on Instagram? A girl that Dangote trailer, she was traveling from school or back to school or from school, southeast, and Dangote trailer took one way and collided with their vehicle, with their own bus. And do you know that the girl had spent more than 4 million in treatment, and she will never remain the same. Her life will never remain the same. But unfortunately, because the girl is not our family members, we keep quiet. They gave her the vehicle, what do they call it now? The company, the vehicle, gave the girl only 50,000 naira in a country with law. Now, how can Dangote be the richest man in Nigeria when he has destroyed so many lives? It's at all, but nobody is ready to look into it. How many people lost their land, their family lands, because Dangote wanted a refinery? Now, we can continue to say these things and say this. If we have not gotten to a level whereby my neighbor's problem becomes my problem, my problem becomes my neighbor's problem, then we are going nowhere. If we have not gotten to a height where we tell our pastors, we don't want you people to open your churches again for now. We want to start asking for our constitutional rights because prayers are not working. If you have not gotten to a place where our Muslim brothers and sisters say, you know what, this hijab is cultural, It's geographical. We are now wearing it again. You are our husbands. We don't want prayers again. We want actions. The Nigerians are not ready for this fight. And until we stopped seeing one another from tribal perspective, from tribal point of view, we will never be able to tackle these issues that we are having. And I will submit again that, you know what? Help us tell the government that the protests they are afraid of. And they are saying no, they don't want it to happen in Lagos. Did Tinubu travel to Osun State when he was protesting in Lagos back then? Did Tinubu leave Lagos to go and protest in Osun State that he claims he comes from? And his own daughter now came out and started telling people they should never allow a protest to take place. Wallahi, Tinubu ki ṣe ọ̀rẹ́rẹ́. As long as you still have your sanity in place, ó mọ̀ fojú sunkún ọmọ ni ó ní wá mọ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ti ṣèjọba Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ẹ sún wa débi tá a dé yìí, gbogbo ohun tó ń dùn ní ayé yín ó mọ̀ parẹ́ ni. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ fà wá lé Europe àti Western world lọ́wọ́, tí wọ́n wá jókòó sórí resources wa, tí wọ́n ń kó ìbọn fún àwọn brothers wa pé ká máa para wa, táwọn dẹ̀ ń kó resources wa, tẹ́yìn ìjọba dẹ̀ mọ̀. Gbogbo orú ẹ̀yin ìjọba báyìí láti bóyá 1980 something ni o, láti 1990 something ni o, tẹ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́ sí ìyà tó ń jẹ wá yìí. Ìyí tó ti kú nù yín, àwọn ọmọ yín ò mọ̀ ráre ni. Ìyí tó sì wà láyé, irun funfun ẹ̀ yóò mọ̀ fi rí bànújẹ́ tí ó fi wọlé sùn ni. Tá bá wá rí kankan tó ní ọmọ tó jọmọ ológo jù nù yín, tó ipò ọmọ yẹn tó bá ti ronú ọmọ yẹn báyìí, inú ẹ̀ máa ń dùn ni. Irú ọmọ bí ó mọ̀ fòṣọ́lẹ̀ kú lójúmọ́ yín lójú ni. Lẹ́yìn politicians rádaràda yìí. Lastly, what are Nigerians asking for that we do not have resources to provide? Are we asking for too much? You have destroyed our ambitions from being able to build a small house, marry a woman or marry a man, have our children have a car. Those ambitions are long gone. You have reduced our ambitions to just being able to eat 1 square meal. And you then go billions ìpamọ́. If Akeredolu can come back for 10 minutes, I wonder what Akeredolu will be telling you politicians. If dead can come back and advise the living, I wonder what former senator governor of Oyo State, Ajimobi, will be coming back for those 10 minutes to tell you people. Maybe some of them will just be crying. They will not be able to say a word in those 10 minutes before they go back. Ṣùgbọ́n mo tún sọ sí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, gbogbo ẹ̀yin politicians àtẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn, tẹ́ ń ṣe ẹ̀sìn, tẹ́ lẹ́ ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn ní Nàìjíríà, both Muslim, ìṣẹ̀ṣe àti kí náà ń pè àti ìgbàgbọ́ Christianity, kì í ṣọ̀rẹ́ tẹ́ sún wa débi tá a dé, tẹ́ mòótọ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ̀ lè sọ. Níwọ̀n ìgbà tó yẹ pé Elédùmarè ò tí ì dá ẹni tí ó lè mú, tó dẹ̀ ṣe pé mi tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà pé kí mẹ̀kúnnù lè mí ni, àfi tó bá yẹ pé mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ torí owó ọ̀ torí fọ́lọ́ àwọn torí fẹ́ẹ̀mù ló yàpò. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá yẹ pé torí kí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà lè ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀, torí ìfẹ́ tí mo ní sí ìlú bàbá tó bí mi lọ́mọ ni mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀. Òun nìkan ló yàkù tí gbogbo yín ò ní gbé ọmọ gbìn. Òun nìkan ló yàkù tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní ráre. Àfi tó bá yẹ pé gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀ both home and abroad, tó yẹ pé a ò rẹ́ nìkan tó deserve justice, pé a ò rẹ́ nìkan tó sọ òótọ́ rí, nìkan ló yàkù táwọn àdúrà yìí ò ní ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá rí èèyàn kan tó jọmọ Nàìjíríà, irrespective of the location, tó ń sọ òótọ́ torí ìfẹ́ tó ní sílùú bàbá ẹ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ wà ní position láti make a decision, láti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè kí changes dẹ̀ wá, ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ ẹ ṣe torí nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ ń jẹ, kó jẹ́ ọmọ kan ṣoṣo ló kù fún yín láyé, ògo náà yóò mọ̀ wọ̀ mí ní. Èmi Rotimi Awíkòkò ò ní sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. So ẹ bá ń sọ fún Isaac Fayose ó rí sọ ọgbọ̀n kò rí sọ dáadáa. Insecurity and power supply should be taken care of. Thank you so much, everybody. Ẹ ṣé o, everybody.